will this year beat last year's record number of certifications. So he is the consulting leader and senior evaluator of jtsec beyond the ITC security.
Can you project show me here the notes? Yes.
Yeah, sure. Please welcome Jose.
Thank you. Hello, ICCC22. My name is Jose Pulido, and today I'm here to present to you the statistics of the CC certification industry in the current year. I'm very happy to be a speaker here one more year. I've been in the ICCC in the 2 virtual editions of 2020 and 21. This is my first presential time, so I hope that you enjoy this presentation. In this presentation, first I will speak about the collection of data to calculate common criteria related evidences using our CC Scraper tool. And then we will show and analyze data for the statistics of the current year and for the common criteria numbers in 5 years. Then we will analyze that information and try to give you some conclusions and maybe hopefully to explain what happened in the CC market this year. I will do a very brief presentation of myself. I'm Jose Pulido, as I said, currently lead cybersecurity consultant in jtsec, also evaluator, and I have been involved in the common criteria cybersecurity in general and development of tools for CC professionals for several years. I participated also in various conferences. This is my third time in ICCC, and the statistics that I will present to you today are generated with tools that we develop in jtsec. jtsec is an accredited CC laboratory. We are involved in the standardization world in a very committed way. So if you want to know more about us, you can check this slide, or maybe if you wish, you can visit our website for more information. So I will start making a brief presentation of CC Scraper. CC Scraper is the tool that we use to collect the statistics. It's basically as simple as a Python script that was created in 2018 by jtsec. This script collects data from 2 principal sources. The main source of information for the statistics is the commoncriteriaportal.org, and the second source is each of the websites for the national certification bodies. So CC Scraper collects data for all of these from all of these sources. Then it puts everything together, combines it into a unique list of certified products, and for each product it gathers all the relevant information such as evaluation assurance levels, protection profiles used, laboratories, certifying schemes, and so on. We use all this collected data to generate a number of statistics. Some of these statistics will be shown to you today. Just one clarification, we are generating statistics for now only for products, certified products, but not for sites, which is something that maybe in the future we will support. A bit of history of this tool. The CC Scraper, the first version was presented here in ICCC in 2018. We were very excited then to show the result of our work to the CC community, and we thought that it was very well accepted. The second version was presented in 2019. We added a very powerful feature back then. That feature was what I mentioned before, the gathering of information from both the common criteria portal and the CB websites, and the possibility to merge them into a unique list of products. And since that improvement, the tool provides more data and more reliable statistics. In the previous 2 years, we presented minor updates. Those updates are basically stability and improvements in efficiency. Something that happens every year is that we need to rewrite the scraper in order to analyze the website of one or more CB websites, because from year to year they change. So if the structure of the website changes, we need to rewrite the script for that site. And this year we present CC Scraper version 2.3. There are some minor upgrades as well, like stability improvements parsing NIAP website, support of text in the BSI website that are in German language, and now we interpret them and add to the statistics. And we had to completely rewrite the parser for the Japanese website because some changes in the structure. I would like to remind you that these statistics are published in jtsec webpage. We make at least a yearly publication. We expect that the statistics for this year will be published in jtsec blog at the beginning of 2023. So you are welcome to go to the website, download previous statistics, or to stay tuned for future updates. So let's now present the statistics for the current year. And well, we need to say that the scraper was run at the end of September, the 30th of September of this year. So we are presenting statistics that include the data for the first 3 quarters of 2022. As said, we will update the statistic at the end of the year and we'll publish it, but for now we have the numbers only for 9 months of the year. The main highlight that we can give is that the total number of certifications has been 196. If you see how the numbers have evolved during the quarters, it has been decreasing with each quarter. And something that we can already give you in advance in comparison with previous years is that 1 year ago the number of certifications was much higher. It was 286. So we are 90 certifications below that 1 year ago. So this is the first relevant data that possibly will impact the rest of the statistics. And another interesting statistic, and I know this is a very expected one by the ICCC public, is the ranking of certifications per scheme during the year. The current numbers show that France is the champion this year with 44 certifications. Netherlands follows in the second place. They repeat with 36 certifications in this second position. Japan has put himself into the top 3 this year with 88 certifications. Last year there were only they were in the 5th place, and in 2 years Japan has increased 11 positions in the ranking, which is very valuable. Germany has fallen 1 position, missing on the podium, and we have also the data for US. This is the first time that US has this big drop in the number of certified products since we started to generate these statistics, and of course it has impacted the global numbers. Sweden and Spain have raised 1 position in comparison to the last year with very good numbers, and we hope that for Spain jtsec Lab will contribute to the statistic with some certifications by the end of this year. And then with less than 10 certifications we find Italy, Korea, Malaysia, Australia, Turkey, India, Singapore and Canada. Next statistics that I would like to show is the percentage of certifications per scheme. The top 2 certifying schemes, Netherlands and France, are far from the rest, and they sum up to 40%. There's a typo in that number. It's 40%. And if we add Japan, which is in the 3rd position this year, the top 3 together add up to 54% of the total statistics. And And other countries that follow are Germany, US, Sweden, with some distance from the top 3. Spain is in the 7th position. We are happy about this statistic because it has surpassed other countries that traditionally were more prominent in the CC certification industry. And we can see the rest of the countries in order as we show in the previous graph. And if we take a look at the relative number of certifications for each assurance level or protection profile compliant evaluations, we see that PP compliant certifications used to be the most common in previous years, but this year EAL4 has surpassed it. We have just 56 certifications done using a PP compliant evaluation in this year, and 139 using a regular EAL. So the main reason could have something to do with the decline in the numbers of US, which use protection profiles for all the evaluations, and also the low numbers of Canada. And regarding division of EALs, EAL4 has 57, which is the most used one this year, followed by EAL5 with 25, EAL6 with 19. So we can see that high assurance levels have predominated this year. And in lower assurance, EAL2 was the most popular with 20, EAL1 this year only had 2, and there are no EAL7 certifications in 2022 until now. And this particular statistic shows which assurance level are the most used by the top certifying countries. We see a big change this year. Usually United States is the country that produces more certifications PP compliant using NIAP PPs, but this year Japan is the country with the most PP compliant certifications. There is an explanation for this. I will tell to you later in the presentation. But anyway, US continues to use exclusive PP compliant evaluation as mandatory for the scheme. In the high assurance certifications field, France is in the top 1 if we count from EAL4 to EAL6 with 39 certification in some. Netherlands also have good numbers with 31 high assurance certifications. Germany is a bit far with 15, but is still there. And the reason for this trend might be, as always, the consolidated industry of ICs and smart car certifications, which require high assurance. And this year we also see several EAL6 certifications. I looked at those numbers in details, and many of them are smart cars or ICs that were certified using PP84 with augmentation to EAL6. If we take a look at the top 10 laboratories in 2022, the top 1 lab has been Brightside one more year with the highest number of certifications, 34. So they repeat in the first place. They are followed in the second place by CA Leti with 24 certifications, and the bronze medal is for CERMA with 15. So one highlight for this year is that the contribution of the French scheme, French labs, this year has been outstanding. Following with 14 certifications, we follow ICCC, TUBE, and ITSC, and after them we can find ATSEC, A+, Gossamer, and DECRA. So the only thing that I can say is that it's very nice to have 2 Spanish labs in the ranking one more year. Next chart shows, this particular statistic shows the usage of PPs in the certification industry. The vast majority of the certifications use a protection profile, exactly 81%, and this is 7% more than the previous year. We can definitively say that the use of PP is really settled in the certification industry, and it seems that this trend is here to stay and continues to grow 1 year more and more. And in the second chart and on the right, you will find the most used protection profiles in 2022. The most used PP during this year was the protection profile for hard copy devices with 35%, more than 35%. So in a previous slide, we say that Japan was the top certifier of PP compliant evaluations, and the reason is because of the usage of this protection profile for certification of some kind of hard copy devices such as multifunction printers and so on, and we can find many vendors of that kind of devices doing their certifications in Japan. In the third place, in the second place, we can find the protection profile for network devices with 32%, very close. This protection profile is very popular every year. Some years it is in the top. And of course, the PP for security IC platform for smart cards and secure IC, it's in the third place with more than 28% of the certifications. And again, this is the most used PP in high assurance, most used PP in the high assurance certification field. And the protection profile for a machine-readable travel document used for passport and other kind of IDs is in the top 4 as usual in every year that we present the statistics. We also collected information about the use of collaborative PPs. In 2022, 44% of the protection profiles used were collaborative PPs, and the second pie shows which CPPs have been the most used. The most popular one more year is the CPP for network devices, which are huge difference over the second. This statistic continues year after year, and the second one is the stateful traffic filter firewall CPP with 15% tied up with the combination of the stateful traffic firewall CPP and network devices CPP. And with 3% of the market this year, we have the full drive encryption CPP. And this year, of course, we bring the ranking of the top 5 manufacturers of common criteria certified products. This chart shows the top 5 vendors that have certified a product in common criteria in 2022. The first position this year belongs to Thales, which was out of the podium last year, and they are in the top 1 now with 14 certifications. Very close follows NXP with 12 certifications. It's 1 position above the ranking in comparison with the previous year. Samsung goes down 2 positions, and it is tied with Infineon with 11 certifications, and Huawei breaks into the top 5 with 10 certifications. So whatever, the main thing that we can see is that there are no big differences in vendors. Thales was above, but with not a high difference. And last year we had also IDEMIA in the 5th position and Cisco in the 2nd. That this year they didn't reach the top 5, so we have 3 vendors repeating in this ranking. So a curious statistic, and this also talks about how the certification industry has worked this year, is that in 2022 the top 5 vendors accumulated 75% of the total number of certifications, but this year they only accumulate 31%. So this means that the protagonist in the current year has been more distributed or spread across more diverse vendors. Another interesting statistic is which product categories have got the higher number of certifications. We use the statistics that the categories that are published in commoncriteriaportal.org to generate these statistics. So these are the ones that you will see in this pie chart. The top category this year is for integrated circuits and smart cars, which is consistent with the top vendors and with one of the most used protection profiles, as we saw in previous slides. In the second place, we can find the multifunction devices. Multifunction devices can include, for example, those printers or those devices first certified using the protection profile for hard copy devices, as we saw in previous statistics. And these vendors of multifunction devices, you don't see them in the top 5 ranking of the vendors, because there are many vendors certifying a few products each. We can mention, for example, Konica Minolta, Kyocera, HP, Fujifilm, Toshiba, Ricoh, or Canon. And network related devices category has also very good relative numbers, with 13%. Many of them use the network devices CPP, as we said, and the data protection on operating system and boundary protection devices were also very frequent this year. If you remember, we spoke before about highest assurance levels. They are not so common, but it's always interesting to learn which vendors certified against the highest assurance levels in the market. We don't have any EAL7 certified product this year, so this statistic is only for vendors that have certified products with EAL6. Well, you can see the vendors there. Infineon is the leader with 6 certifications. In the second place, we find Samsung with 5, Nets NXP with 4, followed by ST Microelectronics with 2, and tied we find Thales, SIG, Huada Electronic Design, and Hixe plus Debian Mobile Security. So congratulations to all of these vendors. And as collectors of CC certification data, we are very fond of this statistic. Since the first executions of the scrapper, we noticed that not all the certified products are uploaded to the common criteria portal. Some of them are just published in the national CB websites, and this chart shows that from 196 products certified in this year, 157 of them are published in common criteria portal, but 39 are not. So this means 80% of total certified products being published in common criteria portal. It's not about number, but it's not 100%, so we encourage the administrators of the CB websites to keep up with the good work and to keep uploading their products to the CC portal. Now we are going to present statistics for 5 years. This will help us to identify if 2022 has been a different year from the previous ones, and you'll see that we can draw interesting conclusions. The first one, if we look at the number of certifications per year, is that there was a stable trend, increasing numbers in 2018, 19, and 20. Then the numbers decreased a bit in 2021, and we see a big decay in the current year. So this year we have 196 certifications. The number for the previous year is taken at the end of the year, so there is some margin, but this means that we will need 148 certifications before the end of the year to have the same numbers that in 2021. So these numbers are not promising, and they don't invite to optimism. We think that probably this year can be one of the worst, but let's wait, because we said the same thing in previous years, and at the end they were not so bad. Regarding compliance of certified products during the last 5 years, 35% of the certifications were PP compliant, which is the greatest percentage of all. It goes in the same line as the data that we presented the previous year. After that, EAL5 was the most used with more than 20%, followed by EAL4, so we can confirm the demand of the industry for high assurance evaluations, and in low assurance we find EAL2 as the most used one, and we can see that this in the 5-year trend, EAL6 certifications surpassed the number of EAL1 and EAL3 certifications together. And if we analyze the relative numbers of certifications per scheme for the last 5 years, we see some interesting information. In the 5 years statistic, we find that France and US are still the top producers of certifications with more than 20% each. The third, fourth, and fifth positions are more contested, and they have changed a bit over the last years. Netherlands has consistently kept the fourth place with 14% of the certifications. Japan has overtaken Germany in the 5-year statistic and is in the fourth place with 12%. Germany has a 10% in this statistic. Sweden is in the 6th place, and Spain and Canada and Korea tie with 3. The top 10 is completed with Italia. Singapore is pushing behind. Australia and India don't appear in this graph, but they have 7 and 6 certifications respectively. And this chart shows the evolution of the top 5 laboratories since 2018. Brightsat is the leader, and it has been increasing its number year after year, although for the current year they are not so good in the same trend as for the rest of the labs. CLETI is in the 2nd place, and the accumulated numbers for 5 years are not so far from Brightsat. Tube is in the 3rd place, and CERMA and Gossamer are following after them, not so far. And as we can see, the number of certifications this year is considerably lower for all the labs. All the labs had suffered some impact of this global drop, and the trend is clear. The number of certifications decreased the last year, and this year have decreased even more. And the last one is the statistic of the evolution of the top 5 categories in certified products. The certification of ICs in the red line and smart cards decayed last year and have decayed much more this year, but still is the category with the highest number of certifications. Then follows multifunction devices in the 2nd place, and network devices in the 3rd, a bit far from the 2nd. Other products that we can find are products for digital signatures with similar figures. Mobility has been appearing in the top 5 for 5 years, and boundary and data protection are dropping since 2020. Now, let's try to draw some conclusions for these numbers. The most important highlight is the really low global numbers, the big drop in the global number of certifications. These numbers are not promising at all. At the end of September, 1 year ago, we had 90 more certifications than now, and as I said, if we want to equal the numbers of the previous year, we need to certify 145 more products this year, 148 more certifications before the end of the year. The biggest drop in certifications was for United States, and this of course has impacted the global numbers. And regarding laboratories, the top 1 laboratory has not changed, but the rest have been shifting, and all of them have been impacted in a, let's say, high degree by the global drop. And this year we can highlight the French presence of in the top laboratory ranking. And regarding products, smart cards and hard copy and multifunction devices have been very popular. And the top 5 vendors, almost all of them were manufacturers of ICs and smart cards, and many of them certifying with augmentations to EAL6. So, after summarizing these numbers, we definitely need to wonder why they have dropped so low, why the CC industry had this decrease in the number of certifications, which is one of the biggest drops drop that we have seen in the last few years. We have analyzed the situation and have some ideas, some conclusions that we want to share with you. One is the rise of other certifications apart from common criteria that respond to other market needs. One example are the national gateway certifications like LINCE or CSPN. This responds to some specific market needs. They are, of course, not suited for products like, for example, smart cards, but for others, they are enough, they are faster, and they are cheaper. Also, the cloud industry has had some relation with these numbers, according to our opinion. The market demands cloud-oriented certifications. There is some work being done trying to adapt CC, but CC currently does not provide any support for cloud products. So this is another possible reason. And of course, the COVID still has some impact. We think that many developments started before the pandemic and they ended in 2020 and 21, but for those developments that started during the pandemic, they have been discontinued or never certified, and this is reflected in the global numbers. So these are our ideas to explain the situation. Either if you agree or not, we are happy to discuss, and of course the global numbers are there, we cannot discuss them, and this year probably will be the worst of the last 5. Thank you very much. So if you have any question, let me know. If you have any suggestion to improve the statistics, give us some feedback, which we are very happy to receive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose. So since we already timed up, please enjoy the coffee and networking. So meanwhile, if you